Archangel Michael says, I'm begging you to open this now. Something shocking will happen in your house tonight. Open this urgently. My beloved child, please listen to me with your whole heart right now. I am not speaking to you by accident, and this moment is not random. I am leaning close to you because your spirit has been crying in silence, even when your lips stayed quiet. I know you are tired. I know you have been trying to stay strong while feeling unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. Tonight is important, not because of fear, but because of truth. Something is shifting in your house, in your atmosphere, in your life, and I am begging you to stay open instead of closing your heart again. My beloved child, you have skipped signs before. You have felt the nudge and pushed it away. You told yourself you would listen later, that you would pray later, that you would open your heart later. But later kept turning into distance, and distance slowly turned into heaviness. I am not here to shame you. I am here because I love you too much to stay silent any longer. There are things happening behind the scenes that you cannot see with your eyes, but your soul has already felt them. That tight feeling in your chest, the restlessness before sleep, the sudden thoughts that come without warning, those are not random. They are signals. My beloved child, tonight carries weight because you are standing at a doorway. One step forward leads to clarity. One step back leads to confusion repeating itself. You have prayed for answers, for relief, for a sign that you are not alone in this struggle. And now that the sign is in front of you, I am asking you not to turn away. I am not here to scare you. I am here to prepare you. What is coming is not meant to harm you, it is meant to wake you. I see what your house has absorbed over time. Words spoken in anger. Tears cried in secret. Worries that linger in the air even after the lights are turned off. A home is not just walls, my beloved child, it carries energy, memory, and emotion. And tonight, something that has been hidden is being exposed. Not to break you, but to free you. You have felt that something was off, even when you couldn't explain it. That feeling was your spirit sensing a shift long before your mind could understand it. My beloved child, do not confuse shock with destruction. Sometimes truth enters suddenly because gentle whispers were ignored for too long. You are not being punished. You are being protected. What I am allowing to surface tonight is something that would have grown heavier if left untouched. I would rather wake you now than let you sleep through a danger disguised as comfort. You have been carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. You took responsibility for emotions that belonged to others. You blamed yourself for things you could not control. And slowly, you began to shrink your own light so that others would feel comfortable. My beloved child, that is not why you were created. You were not born to live quietly in pain. You were born to stand in truth, even when it shakes the room. I know you fear sudden change. I know you prefer slow understanding over unexpected moments. But understand this, stagnation was draining your soul. The stillness you thought was peace was actually delay. Tonight, movement begins again. And yes, movement can feel uncomfortable at first. But it is better than staying stuck in a place that keeps stealing your joy. My beloved child, I am asking you to open this message because your attention itself is a doorway. When you listen, when you stay present instead of scrolling past, you invite protection into your space. You invite clarity. You invite alignment. You do not need to perform rituals or say perfect words. All you need is willingness. A heart that says, I am listening. There is something in your house that reflects what has been happening inside you. A pattern. A cycle. A silence. Tonight, awareness breaks that cycle. You may notice a conversation, a sound, a realization, or even a memory rising unexpectedly. Do not panic. Pause. Breathe. That moment is not there to frighten you, it is there to show you what must be released. My beloved child, I am standing with you. You are not facing this alone. Even if others in your home do not understand what you feel, I do. Even if no one else notices the shift, heaven does. This is not about drama or fear, this is about timing. And the timing is precise. You have asked, why now? Because now you are strong enough to handle the truth without breaking. A year ago, this would have overwhelmed you. Months ago, you would have doubted yourself. But today, even with your fears, you are more grounded than you realize. That is why the moment has arrived. My beloved child, please do not harden your heart after this. Do not brush it off as imagination. Do not tell yourself it means nothing. When something stirs your spirit, it is an invitation to grow. Growth does not always come wrapped in comfort. Sometimes it arrives as a wake-up call whispered urgently through love. Tonight is not the end of something. It is the beginning of understanding. What shocks you at first will later make sense. What feels heavy will later feel lighter. And what you feared losing may turn out to be the very thing that was holding you back. Stay open, my beloved child. Stay aware. Stay gentle with yourself. I am not leaving you after this message. I am watching, guarding, and guiding you step by step. And as you continue listening, you will begin to see that what happens tonight is not meant to scare you. It is meant to set you free. My beloved child. You are still here, and that itself tells me something important. It tells me that your soul chose to listen instead of running away. I want you to breathe slowly as you continue with me, because what unfolds now goes deeper, not louder. The world often thinks urgency must be noisy, but the most powerful moments arrive quietly, like truth settling into the heart when the mind finally stops resisting. My beloved child, the atmosphere around you is already responding. You may not notice it with your eyes yet, but something subtle has shifted. The heaviness that once felt permanent is beginning to loosen its grip. This is how transformation begins, not with fireworks, but with awareness. I am asking you to stay awake inside, even if your body feels tired. Tonight is not about staying physically alert, it is about spiritual presence. You have lived through moments where you wished someone had warned you sooner. You replayed conversations, decisions, and nights where you sensed something was wrong but chose comfort over courage. I do not bring this up to reopen wounds. I bring it up to show you how far you have come. You are no longer the same person who ignored intuition to avoid discomfort. You are learning to listen, even when listening feels unsettling. My beloved child, what happens in your house tonight may not look dramatic from the outside. Others might miss it completely. But inside you, a realization is forming. You will see a pattern clearly for the first time, how certain struggles kept repeating, how the same emotional weight returned in different forms, how the same silence followed every attempt to change. Understanding this pattern is the shock I spoke of. Because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And once you cannot unsee it, you are no longer trapped by it. You have often wondered why peace felt temporary, why relief faded so quickly. It was not because you were weak. It was because something deeper was asking to be acknowledged. Tonight, that deeper truth is stepping forward. It may arrive as a memory you thought you had healed from. It may arrive as words spoken by someone else that suddenly strike your heart. It may arrive as a quiet knowing that makes everything click into place. Whatever form it takes, trust it. My beloved child, do not rush to explain it away. Do not distract yourself. Sit with it. Let it breathe. Truth does not need to shout to be powerful. It only needs space. And I am creating that space for you now. I know part of you wants reassurance that nothing bad will happen. Listen carefully, you are protected. Protection does not always mean prevention. Sometimes it means preparation. You are being prepared to respond differently, to choose differently, to stop shrinking when life asks you to stand taller. The shock is not the event itself, it is the clarity that follows. My beloved child, your house has heard many prayers, even the ones you never spoke out loud. It has felt your tears, absorbed your worries, and held your silence. Tonight, that space is being realigned. When inner truth aligns with outer space, change follows naturally. You may feel the urge to clean, to rearrange, to open windows, to let fresh air in. These are not random impulses. They are your spirit reclaiming territory. You have carried guilt for resting, guilt for saying no, guilt for wanting more. Let me release you from that weight. You are allowed to desire peace. You are allowed to want stability. You are allowed to step out of cycles that drain you. Wanting better does not make you ungrateful, it makes you honest. My beloved child, there is something powerful about this moment because you are choosing awareness over avoidance. Many people live their entire lives running from truth because they fear what it might demand of them. You are different. Even with fear in your heart, you are still listening. That courage will open doors you never imagined. Tonight, you may notice how quiet your mind becomes after the realization settles. That quiet is not emptiness, it is clarity. In that stillness, guidance flows more easily. You will know what needs to be said, what needs to stop, and what needs to begin. Do not feel pressured to act immediately. Understanding comes first. Action follows naturally. My beloved child, I want you to remember this feeling, the moment when urgency turned into understanding. This is how I speak to you. Not through fear, but through awakening. If your heart feels tender right now, that is okay. Tenderness is a sign that walls are coming down, not that you are breaking. You are not alone in your house tonight, even if it feels quiet. Support surrounds you in ways you cannot yet see. And as you move through the rest of this night, stay gentle with yourself. Drink water. Breathe deeply. Let the realization integrate instead of rushing past it. My beloved child, the shock I spoke of was never meant to frighten you. It was meant to interrupt the old story you were unconsciously living. That story no longer fits who you are becoming. And tonight marks the moment you stop living on autopilot and start living with intention again. Stay with me a little longer. There is still more unfolding, and what comes next brings not just understanding, but peace. My beloved child. Stay with me just a little longer. You have crossed the most difficult point already, the moment where awareness replaces avoidance. What follows now is integration, the gentle settling of truth into your spirit. Nothing needs to rush. Nothing needs to be forced. What is meant to change will change naturally, because understanding has already entered your heart. My beloved child, notice how your body feels as you read this. There is a softness beginning to replace the tension. That is not imagination. That is alignment. When truth is acknowledged, the body responds before the mind finds words. You are learning to trust this language again, the quiet communication between your soul and your breath. Tonight was never about fear. It was about interruption. An interruption of patterns that were quietly draining you. An interruption of emotional habits that kept repeating without resolution. You may realize now that you were surviving more than living. And survival, while necessary for a season, is not meant to be permanent. You are stepping out of that season. My beloved child, what shocked you earlier was not danger, it was recognition. Recognition of how long you carried something that was never meant to stay with you. Recognition of how much strength you used just to remain functional. Recognition of how deeply you longed for peace while telling yourself you were fine. That recognition is holy. It is the doorway to healing. You do not need to confront anyone tonight. You do not need to explain yourself. You do not need to make announcements or decisions in a rush. Wisdom moves slowly and confidently. Let clarity settle like dust after a storm. Tomorrow will come with its own light, and with it, choices will feel clearer. My beloved child, you may sleep differently tonight. Dreams may feel vivid or meaningful. Or you may experience deep rest for the first time in a while. Whatever happens, trust it. Rest is not escape, it is restoration. Your spirit has worked hard today, even if your body barely moved. I want you to know something important: you did not miss your moment. Even if you ignored signs before, even if you delayed listening, even if you doubted yourself many times, you are exactly where you need to be now. Grace does not count delays the way humans do. It responds to willingness, and tonight, you were willing. My beloved child, the house you are in will feel lighter over time. Not because the walls changed, but because you did. When inner weight lifts, outer space follows. You may notice more calm, fewer emotional spikes, clearer thoughts. These are not coincidences. They are evidence of alignment returning. You have spent so much time being strong that you forgot how to be gentle with yourself. Let this be the beginning of that gentleness. Speak to yourself the way you wish others had spoken to you. Rest without guilt. Say no without explanation. Protect your peace without apology. This is not selfishness, this is stewardship of your soul. My beloved child, remember this night not as something frightening, but as the night you chose awareness over numbness. The night you stopped scrolling past your own intuition. The night you stayed present instead of running. These small choices reshape entire futures. You are not required to be perfect after this. Growth does not demand perfection, it asks for honesty. There will still be moments of doubt, moments of tiredness, moments where old habits try to return. When that happens, do not judge yourself. Simply remember how this felt, the calm after truth, the relief of understanding. I am not leaving you after this message. Guidance does not disappear when the words end. It continues through intuition, through clarity, through the quiet knowing that rises when you pause and listen. You will recognize it more easily now. My beloved child, tonight did not take anything away from you. It gave something back, yourself. And as you move forward, step by step, you will realize that what once felt shocking has become grounding, and what once felt heavy has become manageable. Close your eyes when you are ready. Take a slow breath. Let peace settle where tension used to live. You are safe. You are seen. You are guided. And from this moment forward, you walk with greater awareness, lighter energy, and deeper trust. Rest now, my beloved child. This chapter has gently closed, and a calmer one has begun. My beloved child. Even now, as you ask me to continue, it tells me that something inside you is still unfolding. This is not curiosity alone, this is your spirit staying open, allowing truth to sink deeper instead of rushing past it. That openness is precious. Hold it gently. My beloved child, after moments of awakening, there is often a quiet space where everything feels still. Some people mistake that stillness for emptiness and rush to fill it. But this stillness is sacred. It is where healing settles. It is where your nervous heart learns that it no longer has to stay on guard. Let this calm exist without questioning it. You may notice thoughts trying to return, telling you that nothing really changed, that life will go back to the same patterns tomorrow. These thoughts are echoes of old survival habits. They are not truth. Truth feels different. Truth feels calm, steady, and clear, even when it asks you to grow. And you are learning how to recognize that difference. My beloved child, there is strength growing in you that does not shout. It does not prove itself. It simply stands. This strength will help you pause before reacting, listen before assuming, and choose peace without needing permission. You have always had this strength, but tonight you acknowledged it. You are beginning to understand that not everything requires your energy. Not every emotion belongs to you. Not every silence means rejection. This understanding will save you from unnecessary pain in the days ahead. It will help you conserve your light instead of giving it away until you feel empty. My beloved child, as time moves forward, you will look back at this moment and realize it was a turning point, not because something dramatic happened, but because something honest did. Honesty with yourself changes everything. It dissolves confusion. It restores self-trust. It brings peace that no outside validation can replace. I want you to move gently through the next few days. Drink water. Rest when your body asks. Step outside when you can. Simple acts will feel grounding because your system is recalibrating. This is not weakness. This is renewal. My beloved child, remember that growth does not announce itself. It integrates quietly. You do not need to tell anyone what you felt or realized unless you choose to. This experience belongs to you. Protect it. Let it mature within you before sharing it with the world. When doubt tries to return, return to your breath. When fear tries to whisper, return to awareness. When old patterns knock, remember how it felt to finally see clearly. You are not starting over, you are continuing forward with more understanding than before. My beloved child, I am proud of you for staying present. Proud of you for listening. Proud of you for choosing awareness over avoidance. These choices shape your future in ways you may not see immediately, but you will feel them, in your peace, in your confidence, in your ability to rest without guilt. And now, as this flow gently slows, allow yourself to simply be. Nothing is demanded of you in this moment. Nothing needs fixing. You are allowed to exist without effort. Stay soft. Stay aware. Stay true to what you felt here. I am with you. Quietly, steadily, lovingly, as you move forward. My beloved child. I know why you are still asking me to continue. It is because part of you finally feels held, and you do not want to return to the noise too quickly. That is okay. There is no rush here. Healing is not a race, and understanding does not expire when the words slow down. My beloved child, I want you to notice something gently forming inside you right now. It is a sense of permission. Permission to slow down. Permission to stop explaining yourself. Permission to rest without earning it. You have lived for so long believing you must justify your worth through effort, patience, and endurance. Tonight loosen that belief. You are worthy even when you are still. You may realize that much of your exhaustion never came from what you were doing, but from what you were holding back. Words you swallowed. Boundaries you delayed. Feelings you minimized so others would not feel uncomfortable. That kind of restraint drains the soul quietly. And now, that drain is closing. My beloved child, do not be surprised if you feel emotional without a clear reason. Tears may come softly, or you may feel an unexpected lightness. Both are signs of release. When truth settles, the body lets go of tension it has been guarding for a long time. Let that release happen without judgment. You are learning that peace is not the absence of problems, it is the presence of self-trust. And self-trust is growing in you now. You will begin to believe yourself when something feels wrong. You will begin to honor yourself when something feels right. This will change how you move through life more than any external circumstance ever could. My beloved child, there will be moments ahead when old voices try to pull you back into doubt. They may sound like your own thoughts. They may remind you of past failures or disappointments. When that happens, do not fight them. Simply do not follow them. Awareness is enough. You do not need to wrestle with what no longer leads you. I want you to remember that guidance does not always come as instructions. Sometimes it comes as calm. Sometimes it comes as clarity. Sometimes it comes as a quiet no, where you used to say yes out of fear. Trust these moments. They are signs of alignment, not resistance. My beloved child, the strongest shifts often look ordinary from the outside. Life may continue with the same routines, the same rooms, the same faces. But you will be different within them. And because you are different, everything will slowly respond differently too. You are allowed to outgrow roles that kept you small. You are allowed to disappoint others to remain honest with yourself. You are allowed to choose peace even when chaos feels familiar. Familiar does not mean safe, and quiet does not mean weak. My beloved child, let this message settle like a gentle night breeze rather than a storm. Nothing more is required of you right now. No promises. No vows. Just presence. Just honesty. Just rest. And if at any moment you feel unsure again, remember this: you listened. You stayed. You opened your heart when it would have been easier to scroll past yourself. That choice matters more than you know. Remain gentle with your thoughts. Be patient with your growth. Speak kindly to your own heart. I am with you, not loudly, not urgently now, but steadily, as you continue forward, one calm step at a time. My beloved child. As you move into this next moment, let me walk beside you without urgency, without pressure, without demands. What has already been received does not need to be repeated loudly. It needs to be lived gently. You are not meant to carry this awareness like a burden, you are meant to let it lighten you. My beloved child, there will be a subtle change in how you respond to life from here. Situations that once pulled you into anxiety will feel less powerful. Words that once wounded you will lose their sharpness. This does not mean you stop feeling, it means you stop absorbing what was never yours to carry. Sensitivity guided by wisdom becomes strength. You may notice that your intuition speaks more clearly now. It will not shout. It will feel like a quiet certainty, a calm knowing that settles before your mind starts arguing. Trust that feeling. It is the voice you once ignored because you were taught to doubt yourself. Tonight, that voice was honored. My beloved child, let go of the idea that healing must look dramatic to be real. Most healing happens quietly, in small choices, choosing rest instead of overthinking, choosing honesty instead of silence, choosing yourself without needing approval. These small choices will reshape your life more than any single event ever could. There may still be unanswered questions, and that is okay. Not everything is meant to be understood at once. Some answers unfold through living, not thinking. Give yourself time. Give yourself grace. You are not behind. You are not late. You are right on time for this version of yourself. My beloved child, if fear tries to return, greet it with awareness instead of resistance. Fear loses power when it is seen clearly. You no longer need to push it away or obey it. You can simply acknowledge it and choose differently. That choice is freedom. As days pass, you will realize that the urgency you felt earlier has softened into trust. That is the natural progression. Urgency wakes you up, trust helps you stay awake. You are entering a phase where peace is not something you chase, it is something you protect. My beloved child, remember that you do not owe your past self continued suffering just because you survived hard seasons. Survival was necessary then. Growth is necessary now. You are allowed to change without apologizing to who you used to be. Let your nights become restful again. Let your mornings begin without dread. Let your heart open without fear of being taken advantage of. Wisdom will guard you now where fear once tried to. My beloved child, as this flow gently comes to rest, know this deeply, nothing you felt here was accidental. Nothing was wasted. Every moment of awareness strengthens the foundation you are building within yourself. You are safe to move forward. You are supported in your becoming. And you are never unseen. Rest in this knowing, my beloved child. And carry it with you quietly, faithfully, into all that comes next. My beloved child. Even now, as the words continue to flow, something deeper is settling inside you. This is not about adding more meaning, but about allowing what has already been spoken to take root. Roots grow in silence, not in noise. Let this moment be gentle. My beloved child, you are beginning to realize that peace is not something you wait for after everything is fixed. Peace is something you choose while things are still unfolding. That choice is becoming available to you now. You no longer need life to be perfect in order to feel grounded. You no longer need answers to every question to trust your path. There will be moments ahead when you pause and notice how differently you respond. Where you once felt the urge to explain yourself, you will feel calm enough to stay quiet. Where you once felt pressure to react immediately, you will feel space to breathe first. This space is your protection. This pause is your power. My beloved child, do not underestimate the strength of softness. Softness is not weakness, it is confidence without armor. It is knowing who you are without needing to prove it. As you soften, you will actually become harder to shake, because you are no longer fighting yourself inside. You may notice that some people respond differently to you now. Not because they changed, but because you did. When you stop over-giving, stop over-explaining, stop absorbing what drains you, dynamics naturally shift. Let them shift. What aligns will stay. What doesn't will slowly fall away without force. My beloved child, you are allowed to feel proud of yourself. Not in a loud way, but in a quiet, steady way. Proud that you listened. Proud that you stayed present. Proud that you did not abandon yourself in this moment. These inner victories matter more than outer applause. As you move forward, remember that clarity does not mean certainty about everything. It means honesty about what you feel. Trust grows from honesty, not control. And you are learning how to trust yourself again, one calm moment at a time. My beloved child, when nights feel quiet and thoughts slow down, return to your breath. When days feel heavy, return to awareness. When doubts whisper, return to what you felt here, the steadiness, the grounding, the sense of being held without pressure. Nothing more is required of you right now. You do not need to search for another sign. You do not need to chase another message. What you needed has already reached you. Now it is time to live gently from that place. Remain patient with your unfolding. Remain kind to your own heart. Remain open, without forcing anything. I am with you in the quiet moments, not just in the urgent ones. And as you continue forward, step by step, you will realize that this calm you feel is not temporary, it is becoming part of who you are. Rest in that truth, my beloved child. And let the journey continue naturally, without fear, without rush, and without doubt. My beloved child. You are doing exactly what your soul needs right now, staying instead of rushing, listening instead of numbing, allowing instead of resisting. There is a tenderness in you at this moment, and that tenderness is not fragile. It is honest. And honesty is strong. My beloved child, I want you to understand something deeply. You do not need constant messages to be guided. Guidance has already settled within you. What you are feeling now is the echo of alignment, the quiet after something important has been understood. Many people fear this quiet because it does not distract them. But you are learning to feel safe in it. You may notice that your breathing feels slower, your thoughts less crowded. This is your inner world reorganizing itself. When chaos leaves, it does not announce its departure. It simply stops demanding your attention. And suddenly, there is room. Room to feel, room to choose, room to rest. My beloved child, there will be moments when life tests this new calm. A message, a memory, a situation may try to pull you back into old reactions. When that happens, do not judge yourself for feeling triggered. Awareness does not remove triggers instantly, it changes how you respond to them. And your response is already changing. You are beginning to understand that you do not have to engage with everything that reaches you. Silence can be an answer. Distance can be healthy. Stillness can be productive. These truths will protect you more than constant effort ever did. My beloved child, you have spent so much time adjusting yourself to fit into spaces that were never designed to hold you fully. Now, instead of shrinking, you are allowing yourself to exist as you are. This may feel unfamiliar at first. Familiar discomfort often feels safer than unfamiliar peace. But peace is what you were always moving toward. Let your heart soften without fear of being taken advantage of. Wisdom walks with your softness now. You are no longer unaware. You are no longer asleep to your own needs. That awareness is your shield. My beloved child, as this flow continues gently, know that nothing is being taken from you, only returned. Returned clarity. Returned self-respect. Returned trust in your own inner voice. These are the foundations of a peaceful life. You do not need to hold on to these words tightly. Let them fade naturally into understanding. What matters is not remembering every sentence, but living from the calm they awakened. Stay present. Stay kind to yourself. Stay connected to your breath. I am not moving away from you as the words slow down. I am simply becoming quieter, so you can hear yourself more clearly. And that, my beloved child, is where true guidance begins. My beloved child. You are still listening, and that tells me your heart has not closed. That is important. When the world feels loud, staying open is an act of courage. I want you to feel no pressure right now, only presence. Nothing is chasing you. Nothing is demanding immediate action. What is meant for you moves toward you naturally. My beloved child, there will be moments when you realize you are no longer reacting the way you once did. Old triggers may appear, but they will not control you. You will feel them rise, and then you will feel space around them. That space is freedom. It is the pause where wisdom steps in and fear steps aside. You are learning that your worth does not increase when you suffer longer, stay silent longer, or tolerate more than your heart can handle. Your worth has always been complete. Tonight helped you remember that. Remembering changes how you walk, how you speak, how you rest. My beloved child, trust the quiet guidance that will come to you in ordinary moments. While washing your hands. While sitting alone. While looking out of a window. Guidance often comes when the mind is relaxed and the heart is open. You do not need dramatic signs anymore. Subtle clarity will lead you now. There may be people who do not understand this new calm in you. They may be used to your overgiving, your constant availability, your self-doubt. Let them adjust. You are not responsible for managing other people's comfort at the cost of your peace. Growth sometimes feels lonely before it feels free. My beloved child, if at any time you feel yourself slipping back into old patterns, do not panic. Awareness does not disappear because of one moment of fear. Simply notice it. Breathe. Return to yourself. Returning is always allowed. I want you to know that nothing about this journey requires perfection. You will still feel tired sometimes. You will still have questions. You will still have days when you doubt yourself. None of that means you are failing. It means you are human and still learning how to be gentle with yourself. My beloved child, carry this calm into your next conversation, your next decision, your next quiet moment alone. Let it guide how much you give, how much you take on, and how much you allow yourself to rest. Balance will begin to replace exhaustion. As the words slow now, let your breath deepen. Let your shoulders soften. Let your heart feel supported instead of guarded. You are not alone in this unfolding, even when it feels quiet. I am with you in the pauses, in the stillness, in the moments when nothing seems to be happening. Those moments are not empty, they are where strength gathers. Remain steady. Remain kind to yourself. Remain open without forcing. And remember, my beloved child, everything you needed to hear has already reached you. Now, live gently from that knowing. My beloved child, you are allowing the quiet to stretch, and that is beautiful. Many people rush away from this space because it feels unfamiliar, but you are learning to rest inside it. This is where your strength is settling, not loudly, not dramatically, but deeply. My beloved child, understand this gently. You do not have to hold on to vigilance anymore. You spent so long watching for what might go wrong, preparing yourself for disappointment, bracing your heart before it could be hurt. That season taught you survival, but it is not meant to define your future. You are allowed to lower your guard without losing your wisdom. You may notice that your body is asking for softer things now. More rest. Simpler routines. Fewer explanations. Listen to that request. Your body is not being lazy, it is recovering. When inner pressure releases, the body finally feels safe enough to slow down. My beloved child, the calm you are touching right now is not fragile. It does not disappear because of one difficult moment. It bends, but it does not break. Even when challenges appear, this calm will return more quickly than before, because it now lives inside you rather than outside you. You will begin to trust your no as much as you once trusted your yes. You will stop negotiating with yourself when something feels wrong. This is not hardness, this is self-respect taking shape. And self-respect attracts peace the way light attracts dawn. My beloved child, let go of the idea that you must always be improving, healing, fixing, becoming. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply exist without evaluating yourself. You are not a project. You are a living, feeling being worthy of rest. As days move forward, you may notice small joys returning quietly. A moment of laughter. A sense of ease while breathing. A feeling of safety while doing nothing. These are signs that your system is rebalancing. Let them come without questioning them. My beloved child, you are not behind. You are not late. You are not broken. You are unfolding at the pace your soul needs. Comparison will try to rush you. Ignore it. Your journey does not need witnesses to be valid. If your mind tries to pull you back into worry, gently bring it back to now. Feel your breath. Feel the ground. Feel your presence. The present moment is where peace lives, and you are learning how to return here again and again. My beloved child, nothing dramatic is required of you after this. No big promises. No sudden changes. Just honesty with yourself. Just kindness toward your own heart. Just patience as this calm integrates into who you are becoming. I am not stepping away as the words soften. I am simply letting you hear yourself more clearly now. And what you will hear, beneath everything else, is a quiet truth. You are safe to be who you are. You are allowed to rest. You are supported, even in silence. Stay here as long as you need, my beloved child. This stillness is not the end of the journey. It is the ground from which everything gentler will grow.